Hi, I'm Thembi.
I'm Jonathan.
And today on How to Learn, we're going to continue the discussion about learning design. And we're going to focus in on collaboration.
Sounds lovely, doesn't it?
It sounds beautiful.
Who could be against collaboration
We
or creativity?
love collaboration, creativity. We love everybody else's
One of the most
thoughts.
joyous bits of learning design.
Absolutely.
And it hurts. Or just me. I reckon
Might just be you.
I don't think so. I think if you're genuinely creative and you're genuinely collaborating with people, it's horrible for some of the time because everybody's trampling over your ideas. You have to share them before they're ready. People don't share your vision. People have got a different sense of the overall concept. It's horrible. Why would you do that to yourself?
But then are you attaching yourself to the design?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Total personal identification.
Right, you're taking it personally.
My ego and my small provisional piece of design are exactly identical at this moment.
Okay. So that's why you take it personally, whereas me personally, I'm like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah, I don't believe that for a second.
I think I get things to a certain point and then I'm like, yeah, whatever, let's just keep it moving out there.
I'm not in ultra confessional mode here, but I can just see that bit of myself.
Yeah.
I'm rowing back here. See that bit of myself where it definitely, there is an element of pain within the wider joy of collaborating, particularly when it's on creative issues. And I think, we might just be, in learning design, you have to accept it. And there are ways of working around it, I think, and being explicit about it in contracting and probably saying it up front. Like, guys, we're going to be working on this project. We need all of our creative skills. We're probably going to clash. And here are some ways in which we can just mitigate that and make it less, unpleasant.
And what you've said is so true because at the beginning of the learning design experience, you need to set out the vision. This is what we want to develop and it's for the audience's purpose. And like you said, things are going to change along the way. But also with collaboration, there can also be a bit of too much collaboration.
Do you think? Yeah.
I do think. And I think there's different ways in which people can, not necessarily people, so you've got the people, the interface, we're talking to people about what their thoughts are.
Yeah.
Great. But then there's the mediums that we use when we're collaborating with people. And it's not just having a face-to-face conversation sometimes.
Yeah. So do you think, so the word overload has been used in this context, collaboration overload.
Collaboration overload.
So what's exacerbating that? Because, you can't stop people sort of having chats and so on, but is it digital world?
It's the digital world. People can find you.
Yeah.
They can find you.
Yeah. And they can force you into a team chat or into a Slack channel, or they can,
or you get a ping, so-and-so just made a comment on the document.
Oh, yeah. And then you're into editing wars. And that's not creative collaboration. That's just wasting a lot of people's time rewriting the same thing over and over again. So that can stifle individual creators. So what do you have? We have to find a balance.
You have to find a balance. We have to think about when we're in the creative space, what's the structure to begin with? So let's agree on the colours, okay? Let's just bottom it out. What are the colours? What is the font size? What font are we using, okay?
Your colours are wrong. And your font size is horrible. Your font is horrible.
To be quite honest, let's leave it to inclusive design, okay? Let's default to inclusive design and make sure the colours are inclusive. But then also, it goes back to when it comes to collaboration, creating that psychological safety space in which we can not rubbish out, test our ideas.
Yeah. So there's something about getting used to working with people. I've always admired that concept of the writer's room, in TV comedy or in series. And you have people, and it must be really brutal. You go away and you think, and you come up with ideas, you come up with jokes, you come up with plot lines, you go along and they get ripped to shreds by other creatives. But I guess people get used to working with each other and they get to understand each other's strengths.
Exactly. And then I also think in the collaboration space, you need someone that's the conductor that can see everybody's strengths and be able to say, this is your task, this is your task, that is your task. And it gives you that independent space. I'm going to go off and do this, but I'm working collaboratively, but this is my vision.
I think secretly people welcome that at some point.
I believe so.
The imposition of, okay, we're going down this route. Thank you everybody for your contributions. This is the answer. And we're into the next phase of the relay race, because I think to overuse sporting metaphors, it should feel sometimes like a relay race. It shouldn't feel like that bit at the end of a wrestling bout where everybody piles into the ring, the battle royale bit
Yeah.
where everybody's just beating everybody else up. It can feel like that. And sometimes my ideal structure for collaboration is a cottage somewhere 3,000 miles from anywhere. And I just want to be there for a week and I want to do it. But, you have to come back into the world of collaboration.
Exactly. And bring people along the journey with you. So with collaboration, what we're saying is it's not just about the technical, this is my design. You need to build those relationships with people, but also you can enforce a bit of boundaries that gives you that freedom to operate and then come back to people.
Contract the boundaries, be clear about roles, be honest with each other about how it's going to feel, accept the pain, and then enjoy the result. Yeah.
And also, one size doesn't fit all because things can change tomorrow and then you have to redesign it again.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you didn't like their design, you can always try and redesign it next week. Nothing's fixed,
We call
is
it
it?
upgrade, yeah?
Upgrade, iteration. Version 8 is going to be my version. Might be a few changes.
How many takes was this?
No, we're very good on this one. So there we are, in learning design, the power of both collaboration and contracting, starting with creativity, finishing with a collective agreement.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening.
Bye.